if I got some peas that are ready to come off. So I'm gonna get to harvesting these. Look at this one. I got a few already in here. So these are the little marvel peas. I'm gonna check through and see which ones are ready to come off. Okay, everybody, it's Natalie. Here's with a quick update. So I went to harvest my peas, and excuse my kids in the background. I went to harvest my peas. These are the little marvels, and they were growing great. But see, this is what happens when you have heavy rain and hot temperatures and things like that. I have an infestation, and now that I'm looking all over, it's all on the outside of the container. Not container, this is actually a raised bed. And this is one of the reasons why I don't really care for raised beds. See, I have multiple things in this raised bed. So that means my carrots are now next to the infestation. And I'm not even sure what type of bug this is. I'm gonna have to look it up. So I have carrots and I have my beans, my bush beans over there, that is now part of this infestation. So I was able to harvest a few of those beans, but see, when the insects and the pests get to your harvest before you can, that is a sad state of events, okay? Look at this. I didn't get a chance. I got a few of them, and I'll let you see what I actually was able to harvest. But when I begin to dig through to harvest the beans, I'm noticing some of the little pods were flat, and it looked like whatever was in it had been eaten. And then also, I just started noticing on my hands as I was digging through, I should need to start wearing gloves, that it was covered with these little green bugs. So the little light green bugs, maybe if I get a little closer, if anyone can identify this and tell me what that is. Do you see those? I'm going to look them up. I'm going to Google and look them up. But it's crawling. This whole bed is crawling with it. So I pulled out this garden dust that I got. It's 8. It's by Bonide. The same people who make the what was that? The copper fungicide that I bought. This is 8 insect control. It's garden dust, and it controls over 55 listed insects and pests. And you basically just sprinkle the powder, the dust on. So I use this to try to control that raised bed. I'm gonna dig a little deeper, but I wanted to hop on and show you what had happened. But I tell you, it's just if it's not one thing, it's another. So I'm not too sad about it. It's just like, cause I just look at everything as a learning experience. This was my first time getting this far with those peas. Because last year, like I said, I started gardening last year in June of 2023. So for this year to be able to actually grow vegetables and fruits and all that and actually see results, it is so different from what I experienced last year that all of this is a learning experience for me. I think I'm doing pretty well for just, this is my first year. This June will be my gardening anniversary. So I'm learning what to do and how to combat certain things. So I ought to do a little video showing all the things I've had to combat so far. I've had to, whatever this is, I'm going to look this up and see what this is. I'm going to give you another little peek. Crawling around. But it's infested, it's probably the whole bed. So what I had to do is I sprinkled in this area, but then I kind of just overlapped and went over to the carrots, nearby the carrots. Then I went and cleaned my arms and hands off. Like I said, I need to start wearing gloves when I'm out here. So I just wanted to show you this. Like I said, I've had to combat this, whatever this is, I'll look it up. I've had to combat something called, uh, what was it called? Oh, they call it dog vomit or some kind of slime mold. That's what it's called. I've had ant mounds develop in my raised beds where I had to kind of isolate that area and sprinkle the granule, the poison, the ant poison in this area, and it seems like it controlled it. Because once the colony actually feeds the queen, then the whole colony will die out along with her because it's poisonous. Okay, over here I had ants crawling all over my okra, so I was able to get some spray and spray that. It's just so many different things that you have to deal with when you're working in the garden, and you just have to stay on top of it. So, and look, I'm sure this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure there's much more to come as the season goes along. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now and continue to work this bed to see if there's any more places I need to sprinkle that garden dust. Bye now. It's crawling with it. It's crawling. It's all in the grass. It's all in the mulch. So it's all over me. So I'm gonna get this off me. This is actually a water and peroxide solution that I have here. I'm gonna get it off me. But it is a complete infestation. It's all over the place. Chris, could you bring me a towel? One of those white towels? Thank you. This peroxide and water solution that I'm using, it has a ratio of 1:1. So this is basically 50% peroxide and 50% water. So when I'm trying to contain the infestation. So basically what I'm doing is I clean up. I actually put it in a white garbage bag, as you saw what that I did. They got all over me. It's all in the mulch right here in this area. I'm gonna go, now I actually used the garden dust, the actual insect, dust, garden dust, in the actual bed, on the vegetables, on the carrots, in this whole area. I'm gonna move around and get to the bush beans. But for this area right here, I didn't wanna go and sprinkle it all around. So I'm trying to go with something that's safer because I'm going to be walking in this area. So I'm using a very strong ratio of a peroxide, a hydrogen peroxide, and water solution. So basically this is 50-50, or 1-to-1 ratio. I used it since it's very safe, since it is hydrogen peroxide. It's safe to use on my skin, of course. And like I said, I'm trying to contain it. Now, if this doesn't work, I'm spraying it directly on it. The thing with hydrogen peroxide is it works immediately. It's like for as long as that hydrogen peroxide has that little fizz, that's it. So, but if this doesn't, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to clean around the bed, the raised bed, clean this entire area. If I have to get something stronger, I will go get it and just spray this entire area. Most insecticides, it's safe for pets and people to walk on within hours. So I wanted to go with something natural, but if this doesn't work and I still see these little critters crawling around, I will go get something stronger. One of the things I'm glad that I did when I planted this bed, at first I had the peas on this side, the beans on the other side, and I had an empty spot in between. And I decided what I wanted to place in that spot. And what I did is I actually used this edging that I had, and I made a divider. I'm glad I did that now, because with this happening, it's sort of protecting that those peas. So it's protecting the beans, I'm sorry, and the carrots, because I could see where the infestation sort of stopped right where the edging was. I see them slowing down. So I do believe that the peroxide solution, it looks like it's working. And I'm actually seeing it fizz up. Like I said, the peroxide, if you ever use peroxide and you've seen that little fizz that comes up, that is actually, I think it's actually working. So, I just wanted something more natural and safe to use, especially because I'm going to be walking in this area. And it looks like it's working. And look, it may work on other things in here that's out here. So, hydrogen peroxide and water can be used on a lot of things in the garden. I actually have several bottles over there that was purchased for outside use, for in the garden. When I had a fungus gnat infestation, I'm sorry. When I had a fungus gnat infestation, I pulled out, one of the things I tried first was the hydrogen peroxide and water solution, the strongest I could get. And then next I went to something else. I used mosquito bits, I believe, mosquito bits. And that's what a lot of people use. You actually dissolve it in water and you put it in a spray bottle, and that works on fungus gnats. So if you have a problem with fungus gnats, mosquito bits, I believe it's called, and also hydrogen peroxide and water. So I'm already seeing things slow down. Like I said, I tried to contain it in this area. I didn't want whatever that was to spread. So I'm just basically saturating this area. I hope you can hear me. There's so much going on. We have fans going on. There's people mowing their lawns. So I'm trying to talk kind of loud so you can hear me. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now so I can finish the cleanup. All right, you guys.